So many developments in this story. Wanted to bring you a panel to delve deeper into it. Joining us this morning, we have Jeannie Zaino, political analyst, Wally Zines, former NYPD detective, and trial attorney Herb Subin. Thank you all for joining us. And Wally, I got to start with you and talk about this arrest of Ramsey Orta, because there are a number of people out there who are saying, oh, this is a setup. This can't be. This can't just be that the guy who shot this video just happens to be arrested. I know you say that's not the case at all, but why not? Why is this not a setup?
Okay. Staten Island Narcotics was on patrol. They weren't executing warrants. They weren't doing arrests or any of that. They were on routine patrol at drug-prone locations. They observed Mr. Orta on the corner at a drug-prone location talking to this young lady, this 17-year-old female. They both got into a car and went to the hotel, the Richmond Hotel, which has 119 drug complaints, and they both were seen going into that particular hotel. On the way out, the detectives in the car observed Mr. Orta place something in the waistband of the 17-year-old. They both got into a car. When they got into the car, they drove away, and the police waited for an advantage point where they can stop the car in a safe manner. They stopped them, and they took them both out, separated, and they found a gun in her waistband, which the detective said he saw Mr. Orta put in the waistband. But keep in mind, if two people are in that car, or no matter how many people are in the car, and there is a gun or drugs, then all of them are arrested for the same charge.
But I just want to follow up with this. I mean, you heard his mother and his girlfriend saying that police have been on this guy and watching him left and right. I mean, is that possible? Do you think that officers are going to be surveilling this guy to kind of, you know?
Absolutely not. Unless there was an active investigation going on with him, nothing to do with the Garner case, where they needed to surveil him for another case, then they would be doing some sort of police investigative work.
Okay. But
absolutely not. They did their job to the tilt.
Okay, I want to talk about Facebook for a second, because we posted this story on our Facebook page, and the response from people, I got to say, almost 50% of people said setup. Almost half of the people that read the story on our Facebook page said this is a setup. I mean, it seems like the distrust of police is growing, Jeannie, and that's got to be an issue for Mayor de Blasio in this department.
Absolutely. You know, I agree with Wally. We don't have evidence to suggest it's a setup, but regardless of that,
people believe
it, and that's part. And the perception becomes reality, and that's part of the reason we're in this situation. Absolutely, Mayor de Blasio, Commissioner Bratton, certainly the Staten Island District Attorney Donovan. They are feeling enormous pressure following the medical examiner's report that Garner was indeed the victim of homicide. They're going to have to take action, and this has been, you know, a problem. But I would say this, it has been remarkably calm in the city following what happened with Garner compared to what might have happened 20, 30 years ago. And I mean, Wally knows this better than I do. Part of that we owe to Mayor de Blasio and Mayor Bloomberg for tamping down on some of this, but it is still a very, you know, this is still something that people are really upset about, the race relations between the NYPD and the community.
Okay, Herb, I have two questions for you, I guess two parts. The first question is, does this arrest that we're talking about of Orta, does it impact the investigation into Garner's death at all? Does it play any role? Does this undermine the video in any way, shape, or form?
No, really the only factor that the videographer is going to have in this is, number one, is to authenticate the video for the purposes of trial, saying that it's a fair and accurate representation of what he observed happening. And really, for once, I agree with Al Sharpton. I think the video speaks for itself, and it really has very little to do with it. It may be that if I was trying the case and I wanted more information to fill in the gaps that aren't on the video, I would want to ask this person questions, and then his credibility would come more into play.
And do you expect criminal charges to come for the officers we see in the video, or no?
Yes, for sure. Number one is, for 20 years you've had the police handbook 203 sub 11 say you can't do a chokehold, and a chokehold is anything that may hinder a person's ability to breathe. And this is clear that he's got him on the with the chokehold, and then they're all pile on, so he can't breathe. He's screaming he can't breathe. There's absolutely no doubt that, to me, there's going to be a manslaughter indictment.
All right. I want to thank you all so much for the insights. Again, this is a story that we're all talking about it. We're all thinking about it. It's on all of our minds. So it's good to get some insights from the experts in your various fields. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And for more developments in the Eric Garner case, go to our website, pix11.com, and click on the scene on Pix.